So guys, welcome back to another video. This time I will cover the random legendary enchant Knight of the Eclipse. At first I will go over my gear. That's the same as I'm using on my Forbidden Technique. This is all agility and not up to the model standards as it is right now. Mostly MC and BWL gear, even some blues because it's a good trinket. And also all enchants are for her and not for the Knight of the Eclipse. Ideally you want to go for strength. So that means warrior gear, either the Valor pieces if you're still dungeon grinding, or Molten Core tier 1, warrior tier 2, or maybe even AQ temple gear. You would go for the Conqueror. This is the warrior as well, I would say. Yeah, best in slot weapons, I'm not sure right now. There is a weapon in the mythic pool on M+30 that's about 24 strength alone on one single one-hit weapon. That's pretty insane, I would say, for this build, because you want to stack main stat strength as high as possible to get the best conversions from mental quickness and divine strength. I will go over that later. Right now I'm using Soul Breaker. That's because of the shadow dots. But I will go over this later as well. There are some optional talents you can pick in raids where you don't have to pick Seal of Wisdom for the mana regeneration. But yeah. For high risk enchants, I think in strength you want to go for a Crusader or Arcane Precision. Arcane Precision is crit. For the high risk enchants, you always want to go for rank 2 and 1 or 2 and 3, because the same rank can't double proc. That's the reason why. Ninja Focus is by far the worst, I would say, because the energy regeneration messes up your stacks or your regeneration with Tides of Battle. For your Evis, that's pretty much self-explanatory, and almost the same as the most other Knight of the Eclipse builds on the Hero Architect. This is Don't Make Me Angry to get more conversion for Wrath, Vitality for the energy regeneration, Mental Quickness for the conversion from attack power to spell power, Moon Fury for for the Wrath and Starfire damage. The both these are the stacking REs for Arcane to Nature, Nature to Arcane, and vice versa. Because Sinister Strike is astral damage as well as Evis, and astral damage is a combination of Nature and Arcane. So you can basically stack both REs with Sinister Strike. And yeah, let's go over the build. Talent-wise, there's nothing special. The only exception right now for me is combat experience for hit or spell hit from agility. You would go for divine strength instead with strength gear. Also got the thundering strikes. You would go for conviction in paladin, retribution right here, to get the conversion from strength to spell crit. What else? Right now I have True Aura and 2 points in deadliness. You might want to swap these out for 2 points in weapon expertise. You most likely need the improved Sinister Strike, Vitality, and Focus attacks for the energy regeneration, because it's really energy heavy, the spec. But not something in particular, special here. The reason why I'm using the Soulbreaker, or if you got it, this bad boy in a good level, like Mythic 28 or higher, then you can run this one and Seal of Vengeance instead of Wisdom. If you have some kind of mana regeneration, like say replenishment, or where is it? Here this improved Seal of Wisdom thingy, or Brilliance Auras, something like that. So you don't go in like 1 minute. So you can use Seal of Vengeance, the Skullforged Reaver dot, or the Soulbreaker dot to proc Shadow Power, actually, in Shadow Priest, the capstone. And with both Shadow Dots, or one Shadow Dot and Seal of Vengeance, you should get around 50 to 60% uptime on this one. Which is actually 4% more than this crit damage multiplier I'm using right now. This one has an uptime of let's see, even below 50% right now. Could get way more with Shadow Power. That's stronger, but you can't play that solo or in dungeons. You're so fucking fast, you can't play that. But in raids, it's a good option, I would say, if you got the correct weapons. Also, weapons in general are mostly stat sticks. Weapon speed damage doesn't really matter. In offhand, I would say one of get a fast weapon, but that's personal preference, I would say. Stats are more important. Already covered talents, REs. What else? Yeah. Some people ask me why I can have a Rockbiter weapon on my offhand, and don't actually have it. So the trick behind it is, I have Rockbiter right now, but I haven't learned it. The trick behind it is you just unlearn any ability, then you learn Rockbiter, then you use it. I have now Rockbiter 1 on both weapons, then unlearn Rockbiter, and never mind, I lost it. That was not what I meant. So you got Rockbiter on both weapons, then you just unlearn it, and you still have Rockbiter. That's a leak, I would say, feature. But that won't work, of course, on Alar or Area 52. So you can't use it while it is working. Some specs require this little, let's say, exploit. It's well known to most people, so it's not really a secret. It's also not bannable, so don't worry about that. The devs know about that. There's no solution right now for that. So use it if you want, don't use it if you don't want. It doesn't really matter. The spec can work without this thing, yeah. Just unlearn True Shot, then learn Rockbiter. You got Flame Tongue and Rockbiter. You can also just only run one use Rockbiter. But since the Flame Tongue proc is about 5 to 6 to 7%, depending on the fight, that's a good damage bonus for free, I would say. What else I want to talk about? Macros. The only macros I'm using are these these three. There's nothing special to it. All it's doing is binding heroic strike on all abilities, and even with heroic strike, weaving heroic strike in, I got decent mana regeneration from Seal of Wisdom, so don't worry about that. Let's go over the Weakauras. This is the Weakaura group for this spec. If you want it, just let me know. Direct mail me on Discord. I can send them, as well as the 3.2.3 Weakaura version if you want. For some Weakaura versions, like the one you get on the launcher, this won't work. So I got these two to show what phase I'm in, which Eclipse phase, also cooldown, a timer, how long it lasts. These two are the stacks to increase the damage of Wrath or Starfire. You will get from Sinister Strike. This number here below Sinister Strike shows me the stacks for the instant cast. So when it's at 2 stacks, I know I can instant cast Wrath or Starfire. And Evis is glowing when I have 4 or 5 combo points. And Astral Attunement. Astral Attunement is a buff you get when you use these empowered Wrath or Starfire. It basically increases the damage you deal with Kingsfall. Kingsfall is Starfall. In this RE transformed to a buff. You just click it once and then leave it. When you use Viscerate, you will cast Starfall automatically for 0.0 seconds per combo point spent. But I've used it once in this damage test. That's 800k damage. I've used Sinister Eviscerate once. That's for the solar burn around 3.5k. The Evis is around 3k and the Kingsfall is around 3k. So that's like, let's say 10k in total, but a Wrath non-critical is also around 10k, even higher with better gear, and Starfire is way higher, even non-critical. So I think it's not worth it using Eviscerate on single target at all. You can use it while you're not in any Eclipse phase, and in the transition to the next Eclipse phase, if you think that's worth the global cooldown. But I'm not sure. Yeah, that's all I think all covered for this build. I haven't played much the last couple days, even weeks, so the gear's not up to date. And yeah, I think that's will be the last build guide for League. I will definitely post more on Allah when we go to TBC. The next video gonna be a merge guide for end of League and merging to Allah. How you prestige efficiently and why you should do that anyways. Why do you need Max Ascension, for what, and how to farm them, how to get them easily here on League, much cheaper and quicker as on Allah, all that kind of stuff. That video might be in German for my guildies. Let me know down in the comments if you want it in English as well, and do the work and work that out. And yeah, special thanks to Drifter and Sleder for helping me out with this build. I'm really enjoying playing it when I'm playing, and yeah, if you have any questions, leave it down in the comments below. Direct mail me on Discord if you want. Feel free. I'm glad when I can help. And yeah, thanks for the likes, for the subs. I won't beg for sub if you want. There won't be daily or weekly content updates, so don't expect anything special. But if you have questions, always hook me up. I'm glad helping. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See you in another video.